Hey guys, Andy here. Due to some unforeseen circumstances with the landlord apartment complex that's nothing but a crook, this is my home for the next couple weeks. Not the house, the Jeep. Luckily, the house is owned by a friend who is letting me camp out here. You can see my fire pit there. And this is his barn. There's some wood stacked inside that I can burn, but I don't really want to. It's just like plywood and stuff like that. Like you can see out here, there's plenty of wood. There's more up over there, this laying here. This is just out in the field. I don't know why it's here, but it's just sitting here rotting away. I have my saw and I can cut it up and burn it. And have all these woods back here. So no problem having a bonfire. But right now what I want is just a small stick. I want to show you something that it's going to be different if you're north or south of the equator. It'll be exactly the opposite. But I've had people say that it doesn't work later in the day, but it actually does. It is about almost 5 o'clock now, and I'm going to set this up here and we'll show you what we're doing. So let me turn the camera off here and go get a stick. Alrighty guys, rather than going cutting a stick, I thought, why not use my tripod? It's right here. I've got it. So now what I need to do is find a small rock. And I'm going to set this rock right here at the very tip of the camera. See if you can see that? Yes, you can. Now I'm going to find another rock. Okay, now I've got another rock, and we're just going to wait a few minutes, and then I'll turn the camera back on. Alrighty, it has been about probably 20 minutes, and since I went at the top of the camera, I am going to set another rock right here. Now you want to kind of do this on fairly flat level ground. And big old bird up there. Now when I said it was different from north of the equator or south of the equator, is north of the equator your shadow's going to be on the southern side of the rocks. South of the equator, your shadow's going to be on the northern side of the rocks. But what you do is going to be exactly the same. You're going to walk up with your left foot toward the first rock and your right foot toward the second rock. And if you stand there with your feet the same way and look straight ahead, you would pretty much be facing north. Another way to do it is you can take a couple of small sticks and lay them directly across the rock, and lay one perpendicular to it, and there's your north, south, east, and west. And I know that is fairly accurate because this road out front runs north and south, and this barn faces the road on a slight angle. The road is not perfectly north and south. The road is actually heading just a tad to the west from true north. And if I come over here, the barn is perpendicular to the road, and if I come over here and show you the sticks and the barn, you can see those sticks are almost perfectly north and south, east and west. So that's just another neat little trick. But if you remember that, always remember that your left foot goes toward the first rock and your right foot goes toward the second one, no matter where you are on earth. That is a good way. Takes you 20 minutes to do it, but is a good way to get a general north, south, east, west direction. And you know, don't quote me on it, it's going to be exactly, no, it's not going to be exactly. You're going to have some variation depending on the time of the day. Early in the morning, later in the evening, it might not be quite as accurate as it is around noon. But in a survival situation where you're lost and you need to go one specific direction, and you know what that direction is, you know, if you need to go east, I can look down that stick and I can line up with that tree over there across the road, and I can walk to that tree. You know, I can line that stick up with not only that tree, but that higher tree out there on the horizon that's taller than any other trees. And I know if I walk to that tree, I'll be walking east. So just a neat little trick for you to help you get your general direction. It just takes time, takes, you know, 15-20 minutes to get a decent space between your rocks to be more accurate. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna get back over here to the Jeep. Got my solar panel up there on the roof. I've already charged my phone with it. It's an Anker folding solar panel. I like that thing very well. I've already charged my phone with it today. I've charged my spare battery bank, and now I'm charging the battery for my through-night flashlight. And it's a little after 5, so the sun is going down. I don't think I'm going to start a fire today, just because I've got to work in the morning. And staying here, I have to get up 2 hours before work because I got to get ready, and then it's going to be about an hour drive. But it is what it is. I get to stay out in this beauty. I get to stay here for free and save some money up, since the landlord decides to file for eviction on the day that I paid my $1,000 rent. So fortunately, I've got good friends and I get to live out here for a couple of weeks. It's beautiful, it's nice, it's a beautiful day today. And I've got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning for work. And that's what did I say? It's 5 o'clock, a little after 5. So yeah, I'm gonna sit around and maybe pull my laptop out, edit this video. This camera, I can see the battery's down to half. It needs to be charged. Fortunately, I have an inverter that I can plug into my cigarette lighter and hook, because this camera can only be charged on 120 volt. I cannot charge this camera on USB, but I can plug this camera in the morning and it'll have a whole hour to charge while I drive to work. Alrighty guys, I didn't have a compass with me yesterday. It's the next day. I stopped and got a compass. I wanted to show you this here. It's really, really accurate. I mean, it's not 100% perfect, but it's as close as you're gonna get without a compass.